Hey there, happy Sunday. I just wanted to leave a really quick video message on here about something that I'm doing that I haven't done in a very, very long time. But first, I'll tell you what I'm doing this morning. Instead of doing my usual church gig, I'm actually down in my studio this morning and working on a bunch of music because in a couple of days, I'm getting on a plane. I'm going to New York, and this will be my very first gig in New York. I can't believe, as long as I've been doing this 30 plus years, I've never played in New York. And so, yeah, playing there at the end of this week with the Piano Men, which is an Elton John, Billy Joel tribute act. Incredible band, incredible performers that we're backing up. My first one of these was at the beginning of this year up in Myrtle Beach, and it was a really fun time. And I'm looking forward to it. We're going up. I'm going to get to see the city a little bit, which is awesome. And we're going to play a show. We're going to play a lot of great music. So actually, what I'm down here doing this morning, and I'll show you my setup real quick, is I've got the actual board mix from the January show that we did with the Piano Men, so that I can play along. And then I've got my iPad with my charts on there. That one's for Uptown Girl, actually. And playing on these beautiful Gretsch USA custom drums and this 5x14. Let's see if I can get that. Weird handling my phone this way. This 5x14 Bucks County bell brass snare drum sounds absolutely amazing. If it weren't so heavy, I would carry it to more gigs, but it mostly gets used here in the studio. So anyway, the reason that I'm coming on today and leaving this quick note, I'm going to do something a little more formal probably later, but I wanted to do something quick for you guys, is because starting in November, I'm opening up my Monday schedule every single Monday for 5 people. And it's for a very specific reason. Y'all know that I've been teaching drum lessons for more than 30 years, since I was 18 years old, since I was in college, I've been teaching drum lessons. But this is something different. This is something very specific. I'm opening up 5 slots for a very specific pain point that I see on social media and that I talk with people about almost every day, either just in casual conversations, or people will approach me and ask me questions specific to this one pain point. And it really is about trying to get from where you are with your drumming, both musically and technically and career-wise, to where it is that you really want to be. I talk with so many drummers all the time that musically they've hit a plateau. Maybe it's their technique, maybe it's what they're able to do on the instrument, the kind of music that they're able to play. Maybe they're sort of locked into the rock pop thing. They're like, man, all I get is these rock pop gigs, and I'd like to be playing other kinds of gigs besides that, or I'd like to be playing with players at a higher level than what I'm playing right now, and I don't really know how do I get from where I am in the music scene pecking order to the place where I want to be. For some people, it's what is it that I need to do or know how to do to get from where I'm at playing just local bar gigs or casuals, we call them a lot of times, to doing sort of like what I'm doing this week, which is hopping on a plane and going and playing a theater show for a bunch of excited people playing really, really cool music with great musicians. It really is a very specific thing that I'm looking to mentor 5 people on starting in November. And this isn't your garden variety drum lesson where, well, I'd like to learn how to play jazz, Brian. Can you teach me that? Or I'd like to learn how to play better with a click. I mean, I have those kind of students week in and week out, and there's always a spot for another one if you're interested. But this is something that's very, very specific. And what I'm looking to do, sorry about the shaking camera, I'm just holding my phone here. Anyway, what I'm looking to do is really mentor 5 people specifically to try and get you from where you're at to where you want to be. And that's difficult because a lot of times if you're just sitting at home and practicing, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what it is about your playing that might be keeping you from getting to that next level that you want to be at. And don't be fooled. There's some people that just say, well, you just need to know the right people. That's part of it. Yes, that is part of it. Your network and the people that you know is part of it. But there's an entirely other part of this where, at least for me, the gigs that I play at the price point that I play them at, it's table stakes that you know what you need to know to play the gig, both in terms of the music itself and the technical demands, maybe some of the technological demands that you need to be savvy about to be able to play in today's contemporary kind of gig. It's all of that stuff. It is really a 360 degree approach that I'm looking to mentor and school 5 people specifically about. So if you're really serious about your drumming, especially if you're really serious about your career as a working drummer, then if you're frustrated, that's the other thing. If you're frustrated because it seems like you've plateaued and you don't know how to break out of this, then I'm opening up those 5 slots on Mondays. Now, if for some reason you say, well, Brian, I'm not in Atlanta, so I can't come to your studio, not a problem. Obviously, from this setup here, between the lights and all the cameras and the great sound, I do plenty of remote sessions. And that also translates into remote lessons. So if you want to do your lessons remotely, we can always do that. Or if you can't do Mondays, we will find some other time. But specifically, I'm opening up my schedule every single Monday for 5 people, for five people to take 1-hour lessons, and not just 1 or 2 lessons, but say for the next year, you really want to get serious and double down on you and what you can do both behind the drums and within the scope of your music community. And if you live in Atlanta, it's the Atlanta music community. So that's the idea. If you're interested, you can just shoot me a DM and we'll talk about details. I'll get you set up and we'll get you onto the calendar. And I would love to. I really am in the business of teaching people how to do what I do so that eventually I don't have a job anymore. You have a job. I'm definitely not one of those people that is very protective about gigs. Like, I want more drummers to be able to do the kind of things that I do, and the people that I know and people I play with, kind of do those things. I don't want less. I want more people doing it, because regardless of what you hear, there's more and more and more opportunities every day as a musician to take your skills and take your knowledge and take the things that you know how to do with music and create something for yourself. If you're trying to be a career musician, to earn a living, it gets tougher, but the opportunities are out there. But you've got to be prepared. The table stakes for any gig are knowing what you need to know musically. And part of that is technical. Technically, what do you need to be able to do behind the drums at a really granular level to get the gig? Things like reading charts. Maybe you don't read. I talk to drummers all the time that don't know how to read, and they're scared to learn how to read. Well, maybe that's the thing that's holding you back. And not necessarily that every gig that I do sends me charts. A lot of them do. But there's one gig that I started doing earlier this year where I had to make all of my own charts for about 45 songs. I've had within just the past year or two gigs where I had to learn 75 Taylor Swift songs in a matter of a few weeks. You're not going to memorize those things. It really is. That's where the charting skill comes in super handy, because I can sit with a song for 10, maybe 15 minutes at the most, and write everything that I need to know to play that song. And from then on, like tomorrow, if somebody said, hey man, we got a Taylor Swift thing we need you to do, a Taylor Swift tribute thing we need you to do. There's 75 of those tunes that are in my chart index that I could pull up, and I'd know how to play right now. Like I could go to rehearsal and play those songs now. And I haven't listened to those songs in probably a year and a half. So, yeah, so being able to read and being able to write charts is not just a skill that's good to have. It's necessary to have, because for me, I don't have time to memorize everything. Now, I'll memorize tunes for gigs that I play pretty regularly. But if I'm just doing a one-off, or if I've just got a bank of gigs that I'm doing in a real short amount of time, and I may not ever play that show again, memorizing those songs in the middle of having to learn all the other music I've got to learn, not always possible. So that's where the charting comes in. If you don't know anything about a lot of the electronics that we use, like Ableton, to be able to work with tracks, that's another thing that we can table in these very, very special sessions for the 5 people that I'm looking to put onto my roster for Mondays. So that's enough. You get the idea. I'll do something a little bit more polished and a little higher with higher production value later. But this really is just for people that are friends of mine here, that follow the stuff that I do. You follow the kind of gigs that I do. And I don't know how to teach you to be famous. I don't know how to teach you to be a household name. But I do know how to teach you to get work and to keep work, and to do stuff that you can be really proud of, and to do a great job on your gigs. So that's really what it is that I'm looking for. Putting 5 people in those slots on Mondays. And if Mondays doesn't work for you, or if you don't live in Atlanta so you can come here, we can work it out. It's fine. Just shoot me a DM. That's all I got for you. I've actually got to get to a gig. So I will see you when I see you. And as always, be awesome to yourself. Be awesome to everyone that you meet. Next time, I'll see you.